welcome everybody. Over this next 30 minutes, our goal is to talk about teamwork and leadership. I want you to start thinking about some of the most critical concepts that really contribute to having an effective team. But to do that, I'd like to do an exercise. This gives you a chance to take a different perspective of teamwork and leadership. I need you to use your imagination, because if you take a look at what's here, this rope, this circle of rope, actually represents the Columbia Business School. And just like you're in orientation right now, you happen to be on the outside of that rope looking in. Your ultimate goal is to get into this program, which means inside the circle. That is your ultimate goal as an entire class. Not as just a learning team, but as a class, is to get everyone effectively inside the circle. Now, entering into any culture, it helps to know a little bit more about the situation you're getting into. Well, later on this week, you'll be talking a little bit about the honor code and the community contract, which both speak to acceptable behaviors in this community. Well, in this setting, what that relates to is the ground. So all of the ground inside the circle represents the things that will get in your way. It's doing something that's inappropriate. It's not responding to an instructor's wishes. It's not doing things in acceptable fashion with your colleagues. So the bottom line is nobody wants to step on the ground inside this circle. Because to be honest with you, when you do something like that, it impacts everyone in the community, not just yourself. Which means, if anybody touches the ground inside this circle, anyone else inside this circle has to immediately leave. And then you can come back in again. The point is that you end up losing the time it takes to exit the circle and then come back in. So the bottom line is nobody wants to touch the ground inside the circle. Now, fortunately, you have some resources inside here, these wooden boxes. And I want you to think of these boxes as the resources that you'll find here at business school. So, for instance, some of these boxes may represent the faculty or the staff. Could even be the alumni, other class members. Could also be family and friends as well. Things that are supporting you through the business school experience. Well, these boxes you can stand on however you choose. But I do want you to think about this, because resources are flexible, but not infinitely flexible. And what I mean by that is each one of these boxes, each one of these resources can be repositioned in the circle one time. But once you decide where to put it, once you put it back down in the circle, you've committed to that location. It can no longer be moved. Each box can be repositioned in the circle one time. Now also keep in mind that if you slide a box, as soon as you slide it, it's stuck. So I'd be very careful about lifting it and deliberately putting it back down where you choose. Each box can only be repositioned one time. Now remember, if somebody touches the ground, everybody has to exit immediately. The boxes do not reset. From a safety standpoint, a few things I want you to keep in mind. First of all, nobody on shoulders. And you can tell the ceilings are a little bit low here, so please don't hang from anything on the ceiling. In addition to that, because the floors are a little bit slick, be very careful about not stepping too far onto a box, because the box can slide. As soon as someone is on that box, it'll be stable. You won't have to worry about that. But please do keep that in mind. I'd like everybody to keep their shoes on. And if you need to move a resource to another part of the circle, please pass it around. Don't throw it. Okay, so no jumping and no throwing of resources, please. Those are the primary safety rules. The other thing I forgot to tell you is that you have to accomplish this task within the next 11 minutes. So let me go over the rules one last time. In the next 11 minutes, your goal is to get everyone, this entire group, into this circle, supported on the boxes, together for a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I need everyone to count that together within the next 11 minutes. If anybody touches the ground inside the circle, everyone in the circle has to immediately exit, then you can re-enter. The penalty is the time it takes to exit and re-enter. Each box can only be repositioned in the circle one time. And from a safety standpoint, no shoulders, no jumping for boxes, no throwing resources. Does anybody have any questions? Your time begins now. You have 11 minutes.